One of the scariest guys in the world right now is this guy, Artur Beterbiev, and he's the light heavyweight champion, and nobody wants to fight him. He's 19-0 with 19 knockouts.
I mean, he just doing an interview right now. There's no marks on his face. It just shows that this guy is an animal.
Because I was holding it on my head, and he was beating on my hand.
And that's why you got the bruise there.
Yeah,
as well.
this is why I felt like my arm, my hand came inside of my head, you know, from the...
Artur Beterbiev is one of the most feared fighters in boxing, and those who have faced him understand why. His power is on another level, leaving opponents battered and broken. Dmitry Bivol, an elite light heavyweight, shared his experience sparring with Beterbiev, revealing just how brutal his punches are. Bivol recalled that while trying to protect his head, his thumb became swollen from absorbing Beterbiev's punches. He described the force as overwhelming, saying it felt like his hand was being driven into his own skull. This kind of raw power makes Beterbiev terrifying, not just because he wins, but because of the physical toll he inflicts. His ability to break down even the tough...
Very strong punches, right hand, even through my left. I have, you see my thumb is swollen because I was holding it on my head, and he was beating on my hand.
And that's why you got the bruise there.
Yeah,
as well.
this is why I felt like my arm, my hand came inside of my head, you know, from the power.
As fighters, both mentally and physically, makes opponents hesitate before stepping into the ring with him. Joe Rogan has analyzed why fighters avoid facing Beterbiev, emphasizing his undefeated record and sheer dominance. No one has been able to survive against him, and every fight ends with him overwhelming his opponent. Rogan also notes Beterbiev's imposing appearance, mentioning his thick beard, common among many Muslim fighters, which adds to his intimidating presence. Beyond just strength, Beterbiev is a relentless force, pressuring opponents.
One of the scariest guys in the world right now is this guy, Artur Beterbiev, and he's the light heavyweight champion, and nobody wants to fight him. He's 19-0 with 19 knockouts. No one survives. And he's got this seek and destroy style that's absolutely terrifying. He just comes at guys and never backs up, and he looks like a fucking terrifying human. He's built like a tank with that lower beard that Muslims have. You know, he's just a monster.
Until they break. His reputation alone is enough to make fighters think twice. Facing him isn't just about winning or losing, it's about surviving. That fear is why many in the boxing world acknowledge Beterbiev as one of the most dangerous men in the sport. Amir Khan was in awe after witnessing Artur Beterbiev's performance, calling him an absolute beast in the ring. Speaking to fans after the fight, Khan admitted he initially believed Dmitry Bivol had the skill and game plan to win. However, after watching Beterbiev in action, his perspective completely changed. Khan emphasized that this was the first time he had truly watched Beterbiev fight, and the experience left him stunned. He praised Beterbiev's near-flawless performance, describing him as punch-perfect throughout the match. Unlike most fighters who take damage in high-level battles, Beterbiev emerged virtually unmarked, while Bivol's face showed clear signs of punishment. This highlighted the sheer power behind Beterbiev's punches. One of the most striking aspects of Beterbiev's style, according to Khan, was his balance of power and precision.
Pro boxing fans, Amir Khan, just give me your thoughts, man. Artur Beterbiev becoming the undisputed champion. Give me your thoughts, bro.
Amazing fight, man. Honestly, I have to say that both fighters fought at their skin. Honestly, put big shots was landing, big shots were getting defended. I mean, but one thing I can say, it's the first time I saw Artur fight Beterbiev. What a beast he is. I mean, look, I thought Bivol was going to go into this fight and win this fight, but after watching this fight and watching him fight how he fought, what a beast he is. Honestly, like, there's no one beating him. The guy was punch perfect, great defense, it's very strong, hits hard with both hands, and you can see how marked up Bivol was. I mean, look at Artur now. I mean, he's just doing an interview right now. There's no marks on his face. It just shows that this guy is an animal.
He wasn't just a reckless brawler, he was calculated, methodical, and destructive. His punches weren't wild swings, they were well-placed, technical, and incredibly effective. Khan was especially impressed by Beterbiev's ability to generate massive power with both hands, making him a constant threat in every exchange. Beyond his offensive skills, Beterbiev's defensive composure set him apart, proving why he remains one of the most dangerous and dominant fighters in the sport. Amir Khan acknowledged Artur Beterbiev's defensive capabilities, noting that while many fans associate him with sheer knockout power, his defense is just as impressive. Beterbiev's ability to absorb pressure without taking much visible damage proves his skill in avoiding clean shots. His durability and resilience make him even more dangerous, as opponents can't rely on wearing him down. By the end of his analysis, Khan was convinced that Beterbiev is nearly unbeatable at 175 pounds. After watching the fight, he couldn't see anyone posing a legitimate threat to him in the division. His combination of power, skill, and endurance makes him a nightmare for any challenger. For Khan, this fight was a revelation. Expecting one outcome, he left with a newfound respect for Beterbiev's dominance. He called him a complete fighter, someone with the potential to reign supreme for years to come. Beterbiev is a rare force in boxing, a unified light heavyweight champion with unmatched power. He leaves opponents and even sparring partners in awe, proving why he is one of the most feared fighters in the sport. Artur Beterbiev's ability to break down fighters with sheer force is something constantly discussed within the boxing world. His sparring partners provide some of the most shocking insights into his power. Trainer John Scully has spoken with many of them, and their descriptions are jaw-dropping. Lionel Thompson, a skilled fighter himself, once said that sparring with Beterbiev was worse than getting hit by a car. That's not an exaggeration. It's the reality of what it feels like to take punches from him. Even in training, Beterbiev has to be careful. While preparing for his fight against Marcus Brown, they focused heavily on his left hook to the body. On the mitts, he was cracking with full power, but in sparring, he held back. When Scully told him to punch harder, Beterbiev simply replied, "If I do that, everybody goes home." That's how dangerous his punches are. If he went all out, there wouldn't be anyone left to train with. His power isn't just brute force, it's precise, controlled, and overwhelming. That's why fighters both respect and fear him at the same time.